listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome inside the Hall of Fame. I'm Booker T, 6-time world champ, 2-time Hall of Fame. I don't know what's going on here, man. Hey, man, I got my man Brad Gilmore here with me as always. Everything a little discombobulated right now, but I'm bringing it to you from ESPN 975-925. As always, man, got to get my equipment checked out, man. I've been on the road too much. I've been working hard, but we got a whole lot we got to discuss. We got a whole lot to discuss. Before we do that, though, Brad, how you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, Buck. You know what? I had a great weekend. It was an easy weekend. We had the Astros. You know, I can't really complain. It's just nice. It's nice to be back here on the Hall of Fame. I know man, it's been busy. We've all been busy, but you've been extra busy lately.
Man, it's been a crazy schedule for me, and it don't stop. The beat don't stop. I gotta get right back. Seriously, man, I gotta get right back out of here in the morning, man. Head to Orlando, NXT. Seems like these weeks, man, just roll right into each other, man. But I'm good. I've been training. I've been working out. I've been in the gym. You know what I mean? I've been hitting the iron, pumping it up, pumping it hard. And like I say, the beat don't stop. But we do got a whole lot to talk about, man. I see you representing the Astros.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I had to. Well, you know what? Like, it's just here's the best part. There's a couple really great parts of the Astros winning the World Series, other than just the city on the map again. I think one, Dusty Baker is the biggest story, right? Dusty Baker being able to finally capture a World Series victory after how many games? I think it was 2,100 plus games managed.
It's been a long time.
It's a long time. The brother's 73 years old, and he finally got the job done. And he was all about the party. I don't know if you saw the post game. That was the first thing he said. They said, "What's next, Dusty?" He said, "The party." Man, the party is on.
Man, look, when you that old, you better get you one last run. You know what I'm saying? I'm serious, dog. I'm like, take me out in the club.
Well, you know what? That's probably, I don't know if Dusty's married, but that might be why he's wearing those rubber gloves. He's like, I don't want any evidence of the party that I'm having this tonight.
I'm serious, man. Those black gloves, man. I'm still wondering what's up on that, man. I know that. No, maybe it's a COVID thing. Maybe he's
it might be. But I'm just really happy for him. Mattress Mack cashed in big, didn't he?
75 million, right?
$75 million, the largest gambling winnings in sports betting history.
Yeah, it's a hell of a. I don't know what he do, man. I don't know how he work that out, but he's got a hell of a little scheme.
Well, he placed. Apparently, it was $10 million that he wagered, and he did it throughout different points in the season. So I guess maybe if the Astros went on a bit of a losing streak, he put a lot of money on them, because the lines probably shifted a little bit more in his favor. So he did it very strategically, but he won $75 million. And after the Phillies fans went after him and he cussed them out and they had that little brouhaha, the Phillies did not win another game.
Hey, man, that's the way it is. One thing I do know, Mattress Mack been flooding the waves commercials.
Well, he's always done that.
Since the series is over, I've been seeing multiple commercials, like daily, like over and over and over. I'm like, brother, he's spending some of that money he made. So hey, that's just part of the game, man. Congrats to Mack for going out there and cashing in on all that paper, baby.
Let me ask you this, because 2017 we were all happy when the Astros won, and then the whole cheating thing came out.
Yeah.
In 2019.
Mm-hmm.
For you, does this help to erase that blemish somewhat? Because people are already saying, we have people in the chat saying, oh, the Astros just cheated again to win the World Series. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Man, we're going to have conspiracy theories out there going on forevermore, but I don't give a damn if they did cheat. Okay? You got another. I've said it many, many times. If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, man.
Yeah.
That's just part of the deal, man. In life, I used to play in the band, and I wasn't the best trombone player, but Shelly used to sit right next to me. Man, I could just. I'm right. I'm on time. I'm on beat. Everything, man. I used to cheat a little bit. But sometimes that's just the way it goes, man. But nah, man. Congratulations to them Astros for going out there. You know, if the Phillies would have won, you know, I'm sure some people would have been saying they cheated too or whatever. But that's just part of the game, man. And we got another one. That's the only thing that really counts.
We got another one. And the thing, too, is like from that 2017 to this 2022 team, only 5 players are the same, right? You have Yuli, you have Jose, you have Alex Bregman, Justin Verlander, and Lance McCullers Jr. Nobody else on that 40-man roster was from 2017. So I don't know why they still always want to bring up they're talking about how Valdez, he was rubbing grease on the ball, and you have all these conspiracy theories.
Look here, if he did, he rubbed a whole lot of it.
The grease was on point.
I'm serious, man. And then he did it so good. After they took him out of the game, he went over to the umpire and he was clean.
The brother's great at it.
So the brother was good, man. And they pulled some stuff right there. So no, man. I was representing. I was on the road and I had my jersey on, the orange jersey, Booker T on the back of it, you know what I mean, rolling through the airport, everybody hollered at me, what's up, Astro? Go Stros! There was a bunch of that right there in the airport too, man. Stros, baby! It was a bunch of that right there. And I tell you, man, it was a party. It was a party on the road. It was a party.
Yeah, I'm sure. It was nice to rep. And for anybody out there who's never seen the Booker T appearance during Game 6 of the ALCS on Fox, I encourage you to go to YouTube and look it up. It's one of the funniest things that you're ever going to see on that show, because Book was going hard on Big Papi and Frank Thomas. I mean, hard. The first thing he said to Frank, he goes, "I see Frank over there sucking in his gut." And I was like, oh. And Frank was sitting there like, what did I do? I wasn't a part of this. So definitely I'd say go check that one out, because I saw that meme going around of you on that set, kind of looking all.
Yeah, I was jacked on the set, man. I'm just, happy I got a chance to experience that again, man, because we were so close. And then, boom, do it again, and then do it in grand fashion and pull that son of a gun off, 3 in a row. 3 in a row. I tell you, man, what a route. What a route. And that young kid, man, that young pitcher, what's his name is again?
Oh, Valdez.
They signed that kid for $10,000.
Mm-hmm.
He just hit the lottery, man. He just hit the lottery. His name's going to go down in the history books. It's amazing, man, how life can treat you, man, if you just, put the work in and then be in the right place at the right time. Man, the World Series 2022. That's something that kid's going to remember for the rest of his life, man. And it's something that's going to catapult him to a level of stratosphere that he perhaps never imagined or dreamt in his young childhood coming up, man. And that's the American dream right there for that kid, man. And wow, that's the only thing.
Can you imagine? I mean, so many Latin American players are just phenomenal. They're so good at this game. And for Christian Juarez and Framber Valdez to come into this World Series, one of them pitch a no-hitter, the other one wins 2 games for us to get us there. That's an incredible lineup. I mean, that bullpen was bad all the way through. But we got to give love. We got to give love to Jordan the Don.
When I hear people talk about immigrants, we got to take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
If his first client when he comes in, that would be, wait a minute, there's Larry! Larry Davidson! For the Bear from Bel Air! It was once said!
And if that wasn't enough, you took me on that vacation just to cover it all up.
You wanted to go on that vacation. You wanted to go on that vacation for years.
And you took me just to hide your antics. What kind of person does that?
What of it?
You know what? But I have the answer. Oh, yeah. We are going to choose teams and wrestle for control of this company. Team Booker versus Team Charmel.
Team Booker versus Team Charmel.
Yeah.
My team will crush your team any day.
In your
the hell
dreams.
You talking about?
In your
I got
dreams.
gas for every guy in this company. I own them. They work for me. And you know what? You know what? If you want that, if you really want that,
spit it out.
You got it.
Good.
And I tell you what, I'm gonna fire all y'all asses. All right? Soon as I win, Sam, your ass is out. Let's go, Gaspar.
I am so sorry. No one who is in charge of a company should speak like that. That's why, board, I'm so thankful I have your support.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Hey man, are you hearing me, Brad?
I'm hearing you. Yeah, loud and clear.
What's going on here again, man? We have a little technical difficulty, but
What's going on that end?
I don't know what's going on. It just keeps tripping. But we inside the Hall of Fame, man, and we don't stop. We can't stop.
We can't stop, won't stop.
It's part of what we do. We'll figure it out in the interim. But what we want to go, man, because Crown Jewel was a monster. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say again, shout out to those Astros. And when people are hearing this in the local Houston area, this is election night. Hopefully you went out there and exercised your voice. I just want to make sure that we give a plug.
Did you vote, Doug? Did you vote?
I voted.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah. I'll be honest. I didn't love the process. It's not super difficult, but I feel like it slows it down a little bit. So I'm glad I early voted. Hopefully most people listening to this went ahead and did that themselves and was able to bypass the lines, because those lines can get long on election day.
I went and did it early myself, man. And I was glad I did.
Did you like the 2-paper thing?
It didn't bother me or anything.
I don't know why. It bothered. I just like the other way. Click, 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 click. Bam.
It didn't bother me, man. I mean, however I got to get my vote cast,
I feel that.
Well, I'm gonna get it done, no matter what, and that's one thing that people that, like you say, that have that right to exercise their vote. That's something that they should do, no matter how long it take, no matter what it take. You should do it.
Stay in the lines. I know they're going to be long, but you got to stay in those lines and make sure your vote is cast. It's such an important time in this country to make sure you exercise that right. That we're the only ones still doing it, this way, at this level, and I want to make sure that it stays that way. So, and be aware of who you're voting for and what they represent. You know what I mean? That's the biggest thing. I think a lot of people go in there. You've talked about this before, Booker. They just vote with whomever their parents voted for, whoever their granddad. If their granddad drank Coke, they drank Coke. If their grandma drank Pepsi, they drink Pepsi. But make sure you go out there and you figure out exactly, who you're voting for, and think about if you want these people to represent you.
That right there, I really hope people do open their minds for a second and just think about what you just said for one moment, because that is normally the way we pick our parties. Whatever my dad did, that's what I'm going to do. Whatever my granddad did, I'm going to do. And, I'm not going to break the party line. It's one of those type of deals. No, I get it.
Yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm. No, and I understand it. You know what I mean? But if you doing that and don't really understand, why you're doing it, that could really, that could be the problem, I think, sometimes. So go vote, get it done. Where we want to go, man? Where we want to go?
I mean, we can go a lot of places. We can go to Crown Jewel here in a moment.
I want to go to my Fave Five, man. I want to go to my Fave Five.
Yeah, let's pull up your Fave Five again.
Fave Five is out right now. My NXT Fave Five is out. And I'm just giving the young guys their props. I see one misprint there, Cora Jade, not Core, Cora. It was a little misprint there. People have been all over me.
Of course.
I've
seen that. But yeah, we have Carmelo Hayes is in there. He's kind of been a frequent guest.
He's a
of the Fave Five.
Yeah. He's
why?
He's got a resident in the Fave Five right now. Just because I see a lot of promise in this kid. I see star power. I see that it factor. I always talk about the wind. You can feel it, but you can't touch it. He's all of that. So that's why I put Carmelo Hayes in there. Before I even posted the Fave Five, Carmelo Hayes was already. Like I say, he had a residency.
He's like Elvis in Vegas.
There. Yeah. So, and then we move on to McDonough, JD McDonough. He's a kid that he's grown on me more than anything. He's not someone that got my stamp of approval immediately or anything like that. He wasn't a guy that I had been, watching that was on my radar or anything like that. But when I got a chance to, get up close and personal with JD and watch this kid, work his magic, inside the squared circle. That's when I was like, man, okay, this kid has something. He has something that's extraordinary. Yeah, extraordinary. And a lot of people don't get that kind of praise from me. And I watched this kid work from both sides. And a lot of people may not know what I mean by that. And they don't supposed to. but this kid has an amazing abundance of talent.
And then we have Pretty Deadly, Elton Prince and Kit Wilson.
Actually, Bron Breakker.
Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped Bron. Yeah, Bron Breakker. This is another guy who I don't know if he has a residency in your Fave Five, but if I had a Fave Five, he'd be number one most weeks.
He's in his DNA. He was built for the business. He was made for this, made to do this. And he's a guy that goes out and he's still learning. And the thing, what I really like about him, he don't mind asking questions and wanting to learn. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that guy that's wanting to expand knowledge and get, that playbook down to where when they go out and perform, they again know it from both sides. So yeah, Bron Breakker's a guy that's high on the list with inside the Fave Five.
Has he sat under the learning tree? Have you called him aside? Have y'all had conversations?
Oh yeah. We've had conversation many times about certain little bitty things, and we're going to continue to talk more. And that's what my job is, to try to school these young guys to figure out what it means to work at the top of the card. But there again, you're going to have your days where you work in the middle. It's going to be days when you want to open the show so you can get the hell out of the building and go to the hotel and get some food and get some sleep. So no, I'm serious. You know what I mean? But you got
that's like Brock at Crown Jewel. I mean, he was first one in, first one out.
Bro, get on the plane. My plane is waiting on me. Let me get up out of here, man. No, I'm serious, man. And when you understand that, you don't have an ego about that kind of stuff. That's when you're learning. Yeah, man. That's what I'm looking for.
And then let's go to Pretty Deadly. I mean, these are another guys. I feel like since you made your commentary debut, I feel like once or twice a week on this show we talk about Pretty Deadly.
Yeah, man, I like these guys, man. They passed that airport test. I talked about that. These guys, you see them in the airport, especially the ladies. They see these guys and they go, man, where are they going? Because I want to get on that plane and ride. You know what I mean? Elton Prince and Kit Wilson, two guys that have talent and they're entertainers. They're understanding what it means to go out there and perform. And for me, what I want to work with these guys on is their killer instinct, that being able to zero in on a certain body part and take it apart, maim it. That I want to see these guys turn that part up just a little bit. But as far as
live up to that Deadly name, right?
Oh yeah, man. But as far as having that it factor, those guys, Prince and Wilson, yeah, they got it all.
Pretty Deadly. And then finally we talked about Cora Jade. Now, I'll be honest with you. Not that I'm mad at the Cora Jade pick. I like Cora Jade. I'm a fan. But I think as a lot of other people were like, wait a minute. You picked Cora Jade over Roxanne Perez this week? What's going on here?
Yeah. No, I mean, I put shine on Roxanne all the time. She's one of mine. She's from the school, started with me when she was 16 years old. But I just can't, be biased, just because of that. I watch Cora Jade and I see star in this young lady, man. I'm serious. And she seemed to be picking it up at a very, very quick rate, being so young, very, very quickly. So when I see that, I go, man, this is clay right here that I can really, really mold into something. I was talking to Roxanne about Cora, and Cora was eager to want to get a piece of the action. You know what I mean? So that's my thing. I want to be able to get into these this young talent, get into their mind, and I'm having a.
Okay, we lost Booker there. He's been having issues with the MacBook. I don't know if it's a user error or if it's a, I think he's there though. There he is. Yeah, there he is. You're back here, Book, with us.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Yeah. So you're talking about Cora Jade.
Yeah. Like I say, she's talent. She's somebody that's going to see excel into the next level. I don't want to see her move to the main roster or anything like that too quick, just because she's on that trajectory right now to where she could really like take over NXT, such as a Mandy Rose, and really put a spotlight on herself before moving to that next level, as well as Roxanne. I don't want to see Roxanne move to that next level too quick. Even though I know she's had a taste of it, I want to see her able to grow in NXT. And I talked about that main roster getting too crowded. That's one thing, but I still want to see that young talent be nourished properly before they actually move on to that next stage.
I can feel that. And I think that Cora Jade has been really a nice progression from her when she first came in. And then I think that a lot of the times you can have your most growth when you have a good story. I think you can relate to that better than anybody. It's one thing to go out there and have matches, but when you have something you can really sink your teeth into, and then you and that dance partner, you and the person you're married to can really go think, oh, what if we do this? Well, what if we do that? We did that last match. What if we pay it back in this match? And then you can see them grow the story, and they grow as a performer because of it.
Yeah, as well as, like you just said, as far as being able to work with someone that work at your level, maybe work, just a little bit better than you. I said that as far as those two go. But that right there is when you really get a chance to expand your knowledge and say, how good can we make each other? How great can we make this rivalry? How long, will it last, as far as the weathering the test of time, and people talking about it for many, many years later. And it was one of the first things that we've ever did in our wrestling careers, So, yeah, man. All of that comes into play.
All that comes into playbook. Well, you know what? I want to talk more about NXT. Obviously, we got to talk about the Crown Jewel. A lot of other wrestling stories happen. Some AEW stuff I want to get your opinion on, but I think that we're due for a break right now.
Yeah, we got to take a break, man. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame, guys. We'll be back in a minute. Boom! Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Talking about the Fave Five right now, Fave Five. And I know it's a lot of guys out there that I could have mentioned, and perhaps I should have mentioned. But that's what the Fave Five is really all about. You got to work your way in it. Some guys going to be falling out on a weekly basis. Somebody going to be getting added in perhaps on a weekly basis. Number one may move to number five. Number one may just move all the way out according to the performances.
Depends.
No, I'm serious. It's going to be all about what have you done for me lately. Okay, if you haven't done anything, don't expect to get in the Fave Five. Okay, don't think you're gonna get an honorary mention or anything like that. No, it's not gonna happen. You guys to show me something in order to get inside of the Fave Fives. I hope you guys heard that. Everybody out there. I hope you guys heard that. All you NXT stars, I hope you guys heard that.
All right, Booker throwing it out there, man. Booker throwing it out there. You got to earn it. Look, this isn't a participation trophy.
No, none of that.
You know what I mean? You got to earn your spot. Like the faces on Mount Rushmore earned their spot, right? They just didn't throw up 4 random people.
Yeah.
Right. You got to earn it. You got to earn that place. We'll see what happens moving forward. We got an NXT pay-per-view coming up soon, right? In a few weeks.
Yeah, do we?
I believe so. In about 3 or 4 weeks.
Man, I know we got another pay-per-view.
Do we?
I know we got another pay-per-view coming up as well. You know what I mean? A regular pay-per-view. I mean, so.
Yeah. Survivor Series is coming up right after the Crown Jewel.
Exactly, man. So come on, man. Let's just slow down for a second. Right?
Let's slow it down. Hey,
it's gonna be in Boston though. Yeah, it's gonna be in Boston. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you to switch over to AEW just for a second. And we don't have to spend long on this. I just thought there was something that happened on the last Dynamite that I thought was confirmation of the rumor that CM Punk isn't coming back.
Oh,
right?
really? Colt Cabana coming back.
Colt Cabana, who hasn't, huh?
Did you see the match?
I didn't see the whole match. No, I'm not gonna lie.
All of it?
No, was it good? Okay, said it all right there. You know what? I didn't see it, but I saw his return. Well, Colt has an interesting style. He's kind of on the. Was it a lot of comedy spots or
zero comedy spots?
Oh, zero comedy spots.
Not one. He had this mean look on his face like this the whole match.
You didn't believe him, I take it.
Well, normally when you're in a fight, you look like that, right? and it caught me from the beginning. As soon as he walked out, he had this mean look on his face, like no ha tonight. Tonight, you guys gonna get a chance to see the real Colt Cabana.
And how did the real Colt Cabana look?
I'm gonna stop right there because it will be all over the internet as far as Booker saying stuff about Colt Cabana. I'm stopping right there. So whatever.
Do you know Colt at all?
No, I don't really know Colt.
Yeah.
I've met him. I've been around him a couple of times, but it's not like Colt and I have broke bread or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it was one spot where, man, it was a really, really bad spiel where Colt Cabana went to do something off the top rope with Chris Jericho on his shoulders, and they lost their balance and both went spilling to the outside to the floor. Bang, you know what I mean? Hard way. It was a little crazy, man. Cabana was laying everything out on the line, man. It was like one of these matches where Chris Jericho and I used to talk back in the day. Well, I'm finna go ahead and get this guy a contract. It was one of those times.
He tried to get him a contract.
I had to get that kid a contract, and I don't know if it worked out or not. But brother, they were working.
Well, I heard that there aren't any future plans for Colt Cabana moving forward. I don't mean to laugh. I don't know why I'm laughing.
Where'd you get that?
I read that on one of the sites. There's no future plans. I'm not making it up. I don't mean to laugh either. I don't know why I'm laughing. but hey, man, Jericho's been on a hell of a run. I got to go back and watch this because Jericho's been can't miss lately. As far as matches go,
this is the one that Jericho could not save. Let's just say that. Jericho couldn't save. He tried his best. He did a hell of a job.
Yeah,
it was hard.
It was hard. Well, Cole hadn't worked in a while.
I think that's what it was. I think the ring rush, the nerves, you know what I mean? Everything just got all jumbled up. And are you watching it?
No, I'm looking at e-wrestling news said it was a one-off appearance. That's what they're reporting.
Okay, did Meltzer give it a rating?
I look confused, didn't I? That's why you asked. You're like, did you see it? Yeah. No, Colt.
Meltzer gave it a rating.
I don't know if Meltzer gave it a rating. I'm not sure, but I do know that it says, according to e-wrestling news, that he was brought in as a one-off appearance to boost morale backstage.
Well, that might have worked.
Well, he just boosted our morale on this show. It was a good laugh,
bro. It was pretty tough, man. It was a rough night. Just say
Yeah,
that.
I was seeing some of the comments. People are saying there, it's just kind of a lot of missed time moments. And look, hey, sometimes it's a rough day at the office.
That's what it was. I really just think Colt Cabana came back and he wanted to go out and do such a great job, and he was out there with the perfect opponent with Chris Jericho. Pretty much could work with anybody, on any given night. But that night, it just seemed like the timing and everything was just a little bit off for Cabana. It seemed like that ring rushed, as well as Cabana. And what? He's another guy that's around that 40 mark too, maybe a little bit.
Oh, I think he's north of 40.
Yeah, I think he's, so that right there in itself, I think, you can see a little bit of
42.
Yeah, you can see the lactic acid build up, and now people are gonna say, what is the lactic acid? It's when it happens in the legs. Okay. The legs get heavy. You know what I mean? You feel like you're walking in quicksand. That's what I'm talking about. The lactic acid. Now people can take that and make that sound really, really bad. But it's a medical term. Okay. I just want to get that out there, first of all.
Well, you know what, man? That lactic acid must have really been built up from the comments that I'm seeing. This is not the path I'm
going to use that on NXT this week.
Please do. Please do.
Let me put that down right
That's going to be our little insider.
Lactic acid.
When Book says lactic acid, that's a whistle out to all the Hall of Famers. So we know exactly what he's talking about. I really brought this up to say, did you think that signaled? Did you think that? Did you think that signaled the end of CM Punk?
No, I don't.
No,
I don't. No.
That's what a lot of people took it as.
That might be Tony Khan trying to, mend fences. That might be what that is, right?
Sure.
Let's bring this guy back, man. Get him on the card. Try to put this thing behind us. Let everybody see we're all working together. Here go my computer again if it goes. So
okay, if it goes, we know.
Yeah. So
there he goes. I actually, it could be Tony Khan, like I said in the E-Wrestling News article, talking about a morale boost for everybody. But at the same time, there was so much tension between Colt Cabana and CM Punk, especially when the trial went down, all the legal fees, and we saw that Scott Colton was the biggest impetus for CM Punk going crazy in the all out post media press conference or post show press conference. And to me, when you bring back Colt Cabana, who was the object of CM Punk's ire in that press conference, to me it signals that, hey, there you go, Book. But to me, what I was saying, it signals because CM Punk was so mad at Colt Cabana, and then you bring him back after this whole brouhaha. To me, it signals it's like a middle finger to CM Punk.
I mean, you can look at it that way. You really can. You know what I mean? And it might be. I'm not saying that it isn't. I'm just saying. I'm just looking at it from the other side because a lot of people want it to be that. They want it to be like, screw CM Punk. But I'm not. I'm not willing to go there because the reason I say that is a lot of money involved here. More than anything, CM Punk leave. It's like a lot of guys back in WCW getting payoffs, and sitting at home getting boatloads of money. I don't know what CM Punk's contract was, but from what people saying, it was, 7 figures, right?
Oh, at least, yeah. I mean, no, definitely 7 figures, but we don't know where in that range.
It's exactly my point. So it's like when you're dealing with that kind of money, you just can't say, well, just take the money and get out of here. Then again, people may think Tony Khan is that type of guy that's got that kind of money and don't care. But I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, I'm just trying to figure out, I'm not trying to figure out anything. Colt Cabana made an appearance. I don't know what it meant.
Okay. Well, hey, we do have to talk about the Crown Jewel. It was actually a great show.
We got to take a quick break, man. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
What's going on? It's WWE superstar Apollo Crews here. I just want to talk for a minute about what the Indies meant to me. traveled up and down the road for a long time, and they meant so much to me. It was a huge part of getting me to where I am today, and that is a part of the WWE. I actually did some work with Booker in Houston, drove from Atlanta. Those drives, I feel like those drives that we take, 14-hour drives, those type of things develop some kind of character in you that you can't find anywhere else. The Indies mean a lot to me. Got to travel to Japan, Europe, UK, toured all over, and for me, it was just a huge part of helping me become the superstar that I am today. So I'm very grateful that I got to experience the Indies, and that's it for me.
What's up, this Booker T, two-time Hall of Famer. I know you're checking out the shine, checking out the gloss. I want to thank you guys for checking out Row on YouTube. Hey, don't forget to click and subscribe to check out all the latest content right here each and every week. Now, can you dig that, sucker? Can you dig it, sucker?
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Shup. Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame. Hey, man, my computer's still going dead, Brad. Go to break or whatever. We'll figure it out. All right.
Well, we have a couple super chats we should get to, and then one of them is talking about the crown jewel, so we'll definitely go into that. This is from Elijah. Elijah Vin says, did you see anything about Jim Cornette mentioning you on his podcast? I think, or no?
Yeah, I saw him mention me on his podcast.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he was talking about me, and conversation we had talking about the recklessness in AEW wrestlers, mentioning Athena in particular, the spot that she did with the girl that she was working with. I thought that it was, a really, really bad spot, talking about how I was mentioning the way I would work on, house shows, pay-per-views, overseas tours, whatnot. Yeah, I heard him talk about it. And the thing is, and people, they try to, just say, for instance, try to read a quote from Booker T. I don't talk like everybody else. I'm not going to sit and try to, put together some monologue or anything like that. Because, and I heard they was talking about, well, when they were reading it, they were like, well, I'm not sure what this means. Well, I don't know. Well, Booker T talks like this, I may not be the most articulate person, you know what I mean? But I get my point across. And they actually agree with me 100% as far as the way the wrestlers go out and work today, put themselves in a bad position to wake up at 57 still being able to have a quality of life. I hold to that. A lot of these guys, they don't think about it now, and a lot of young people don't think about the consequences of what they're going to have to suffer, or how they're going to suffer later on in life. Partying, having fun, whatnot. That's just a way of life. But I'm just giving it to you straight. If you want to have a productive life after doing this, and I say this, guys, because I got a chance to sit next to one of my legends. One of the legends, a guy that I always thought was a legend, a guy that I put high on the pedestal when I was a kid watching professional wrestling. His name's Wahoo McDaniel. And, he was probably in his 50s, and he had a hard time putting his boots on at one of the pay-per-views back in WCW. And I was like, man, I got to figure out how to get out of this. I got to figure out how to walk away from this. And still have, some quality, be able to play with my kids. My son's 12. I love being able to play basketball with them, go out, I'm catching and kicking it to them, practice and what. I love being able to do that. And I know guys, who put their bodies through it. And I see the way they move around right now, and they're the same age I am. And I don't want to see a lot of my young students find themselves in that same position to where they're freaking in a wheelchair by the time they turn 50. Right. It's not a fun picture. If you guys ever seen the movie The Wrestler, that's real. Okay. All you gotta do is go and watch that movie The Wrestler. It's real, man. And you'll find yourself waking up, at 50 saying, man, what the hell was I thinking? So think about, jumping off something before you do it.
Yeah, I didn't hear Jim Cornette's comments at all, but I saw some of the hubbub online about Booker T and what we said on the show, especially in regards to Athena and Adam Page, who got injured in a match. And to me, when you said the point of the AEW fans, sometimes they don't care if somebody gets injured. If anybody took that statement like anybody who watches AEW doesn't care about the performers, that's not what you were saying. You were saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, Book, this is how I took it. You were saying because of the style that the performers think that the AEW fans want to see and that they react the greatest to, that they cheer for the most, it then puts in the idea of the AEW star, I need to go above and beyond the normal call of duty to satisfy the audience who's come here to pay a ticket to see me perform.
Well, let me say it like this. It's not the fans' job to care about those wrestlers, the way the wrestlers go out and perform.
Right. Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Mm-hmm.
The guys go out and they want to do this death-defying stuff, and they expect for the fans, not to. Well, I always talk about the fan being, emotionally invested in the spots, and the fans being emotionally invested in the performer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The AEW fan is emotionally invested in the spots that these guys do. They want to see him no matter what. He's not hurt. He can't be hurt. That's the way those fans feel about those guys. Okay? Now, people can look at that and think about it however they want. There's no real knock to the fan or anything like that, because there again, the wrestler put that fan in that mode to react that way when they see something happen. There's no way he can't finish this match after flipping and jump, after falling off of that and just doing that little bitty spot. It's no way. Just my opinion on it.
I don't disagree with you. And I didn't hear what Cornette said. I'll go back and
like I say, Cornette agreed with me 100%.
Well, okay. I thought you said that they didn't understand what you were saying.
No. I mean, they just went around about, as far as getting there, as far as what I was talking about. But no, Cornette agreed with me 100% as far as the way these guys go out and perform these days, not thinking about, the person that they're working with sometime, being able to go out and, work on a loop. When you got to work on a loop, you got to know how to work that loop, because the loop never stops. That kind of stuff. Yeah. And there go my computer again.
Okay.
It's 7. So if it goes, I'll take a break and we'll come back.
Okay. It should be good. We might have to take a break. There was one other thing in AEW that I did want to ask you about, and he's gone. So you know what? We're gonna take a break. You're listening to the Hall of. Oh no, there he is. Hey, wait. Before we take a break, I think we have another. Yeah, we have another couple minutes. On AEW, there was a debut, a surprise return or debut for somebody, and that was JEFF JARRETT.
Yeah,
Jeff Jarrett made his AEW debut. Well, what I loved about it is the director of Reality Wrestling sent me and I'm sure he doesn't mind me sharing this. He sent me a meme that was going around the internet, and it was Jeff Jarrett's debut in WCW, the commentary from it, and they placed it over his debut in AEW like some 24 years later, and it matches up perfectly. It's like, wait a minute, who is that? That's Jeff Jarrett. That's Jeff Jarrett. He hits him with the guitar. Jeff Jarrett. Is he here in WCW? What do you think though, Jeff? Jeff is like the guy who's been in every company. He's touched every point in this business. He just did Ric Flair's last match. He was the referee at SummerSlam. Now he's in AEW.
I like Jeff Jarrett.
He's a great guy.
He's a great guy, man.
Hell of a worker.
Put me over for my first world title. Business too, all about business. I don't know though. I don't know. I don't know. As far as I'm not going to get in the weeds. As far as giving a lot of people a lot to talk about on this thing with Jeff Jarrett. I'm happy for Jeff moving over and getting another job, getting a position as well. I don't know, but AEW, All Elite, it's kind of it's a little all over the place. Let's just say that. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Yeah, I agree. Look, here's the thing: is you can separate the on camera presentation from the person who, like you said, just got a position. And it sounds like, I don't know, they brought Jeff Jarrett in. I think, what's his title? It's like he's a head of, was it live events or something? Or that's what he was in WWF or E.
Yeah.
But he got
Well,
some
it's
similar
just I don't know. I don't get a lot of they brought him in. It was very secretive. Angle went down, and then Tony Khan, tweet out, thank you, Jeff Jarrett, for being a part of the company, and you got a new position. My thing is, when you got a position in the company and you're working on the card, it's hard to be objective. It's hard to look at things from a 30,000 view perspective. It really truly is. Jeff Jarrett's been around the business for 30 years, and a lot of people know Jeff Jarrett from being around the business and being a mind of the business as well. So we'll see how this thing turn out in the end, as far as, if he's the guy that take it and, perhaps turn it around and take it to, wherever they're trying to get. He's
the director of business development is what it is. Well, you know what? Anybody who knows how to try to grow a company, he took a little Tennessee show on, there was, weekly pay-per-views, and got a deal on Spike TV for it, where it had over 1 million people watching it every week, and brought in guys like you. And when you and Nash and Hogan and AJ and all those guys, when y'all were all running running over there in TNA, y'all were getting big numbers at the time. Numbers that AEW kill for, quite frankly.
Hey man, look, bro, like I said, I'm gonna sit back and see how this thing play out. I'm not gonna rush to some kind of comment, as far as, is it the right decision or is it the wrong decision? We'll figure that'll play out. We'll see that in real time.
Yeah.
How about that? Stick around. We gotta take a break. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Every time I come here, I just have so much fun. I go home and we just can't stop talking about it till we come back.
The whole roster, top to bottom, star-studded guys.
We drove 12 hours from Atlanta. This comes to one missile for the world. It's one of the premier independent wrestling promotions across America. It's a well-oiled machine, and there's a lot of good talent. It's very rare on in these shows to see so much talent on one show.
The organization that he has right now, I think and truly believe that it's one of the best organizations out there.
Brian Keith is 15 feet in the air! Brian Keith from up top!
A lot of fun, a lot of good athletes, good wrestlers, good family fun.
I've been around with a lot of the other independent groups, but this to me is a very, very top and first-class operation.
Reality of wrestling, one word, heart. And that's what Booker T is bringing to Houston. It's already special.
He's created opportunity, and he's creating great talent, as you guys well know.
Can't make it happen without these young people, without the fans coming out and supporting this thing. This is the flagship of Texas wrestling. This is the beginning of something big. It ain't gonna stop.
It's the best damn promotion in the country right now. The best independent promotion in the country. The best talent, the best coach and teacher that there ever was. And this is where it's at right here in the reality of wrestling. Believe that.
Oh my goodness! A Davidson driver!
It's very professional. It's a very good production. Booker's doing it right. I really enjoyed being a part of it.
Oh, what a rush!
The future of wrestling is reality of wrestling. That's the reality of the situation.
I'm Roddy Piper, and you're watching Reality of Wrestling. Be there, be square, babe.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You are listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, man. We're just rolling, chopping it up, talking a little sports and entertainment and everything else, man. If you want to get your super chats in, guys, make sure you get them in. We definitely get you on ASAP. But where we at, Brad? Where we at?
Well, I want to talk about Crown Jewel, and I know we're going to get there because there's a lot that happened at this show, and it's actually a really, really good show. If y'all did not check out, because I know the Saudi shows come on at random times. This was on Saturday, like 11 a.m. So Maybe not everybody was able to catch it. If you didn't see it, it's worth your time going back to watch. A lot of great matches from it. But I had to know. I just wanted to give a little update from the for everybody on the Hall of Fame, because there was a particular movie coming out that you said you were going to go see, and I just want to know if you saw Black Adam.
I didn't see it.
You didn't see it? Why not?
Well, I started hearing the ratings on it, and a lot of people were talking about it, and I was like, man, it sounds like it's gonna suck. So I didn't go see it.
Well, I will say it did not suck. Is it the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life? No. But did it suck? No, nowhere close. It was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining. So I just wanted to know. I wanted to know. And
I haven't had time also.
yeah. Oh, I figured you've been on the road nonstop. But I also wanted to know if there was something very tragic that happened in the city of Houston. And I wanted to know if you just wanted to make a comment about it. One of the rappers in the Migos, Takeoff, who very talented group, the Migos, and unfortunately there was an incident at a billiard room in Houston that led to Takeoff getting gunned down, shot and killed in Houston at 1 a.m. the night after Halloween. I don't know. Were you familiar with the Migos? Had you heard of them before? Yeah, you knew the Migos.
They did some with the WWE before.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they were at day one last year.
Yeah.
They did a lot on camera that night. I mean, 28 years old, so young, man. Life ahead of him. I just didn't know if you had a comment about the gun violence that happened here in Houston.
It's sad, man. It's sad. Young man, still had so much life left. People loved him, of course, family. I don't know if he had kids or not, but it's definitely a tragic loss. Talk about it all the time, man. You put yourself in a situation for something to happen. It can happen, being someone who's on a trajectory to, really, really be able to change a lot of people's lives and still having that mentality. I talk about being able to change your levels, especially when you become somebody, you better know how to change your levels. When I got in the wrestling business, I got away from every, friend that I grew up in the hood with, you know what I mean? Not that I didn't care about them or anything like that, but I said to give myself a chance in this life, I gotta change my levels. I gotta give myself a chance. So I put myself in a position to win, and I never went back to that. I never went back to that lifestyle. I never wanted to go back to that lifestyle. Anybody that I can help bring up out of that lifestyle, I'm gonna do it. I'm having computer problems, Bear. So if it go down,
it's all good.
Rolling for me. I'm gonna do that. But when I see young people,
he's gonna pick up on it. There you go.
Yeah. When I see that, it makes me go, damn, because I see myself, because I know that could have been me. Seriously, I was facing 5 to 99. Okay, that's what my could have. It was that range, 5 to 99. I know that could have been me, as far as not taken away from this world, but my life could have been taken away from me, or I could have put myself in a situation. I was in a situation where that same thing could have happened to me. I remember when I came home on a nice, cool Saturday night, Valentine's Day. And it seemed like nobody was around. And then next thing you know, about 50 cops came out with pistols drawn at me. And if I'd have made one false move, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Did I put myself in that situation? Yeah, I did. You put yourself in a situation, trust me, something can and probably will happen. That's my take on it. God bless that young man's soul, and my condolences to the family.
Yeah. I mean, overall, tragic isn't even the word to describe it. You just hate to see it happened, and not just in this city. It's sad when it happens anywhere, but I just I wish that we could move past stuff like this. And from what I understand, Takeoff was trying to be the party to calm everyone down. Right? There was a little scuffle that happened over a dice game, and he tried to calm everyone down, and then ended up getting caught in the crossfire. But I would be lying if I didn't hear the words, honestly, of you whenever the situation happened or when I read about it, because you always say if you put yourself in a situation for something to happen, it could, right? And it might will. And I'm not saying that he brought this one upon himself at all. Don't get me wrong, but
not at all.
But when you're just
you roll in that circle,
right?
Man.
When you roll in that circle, that's the words I'm looking for.
It's part of it, man. Yeah. It's just part of it. Just comes along with it. If you're in the dope game, something like that could happen. And the thing is, God, save every one of these young men out there, hustling whatnot. But when something like that happened, it ain't something that we wish or anything like that. But
no,
it's gonna continue to happen if young men, young women keep putting themselves in these situations. And the thing is, it's sad because you stop even being surprised by stuff like this. That's the part for me. You know what I mean? You start getting desensitized. Stuff like this happen because it's the norm. I just it's just sad more than anything. Just sad.
Yeah, you're right though. When I saw it on Instagram the next morning, it's not like I was shocked by it, unfortunately. And it's not because it was Takeoff. It's just someone getting gunned down. You're desensitized after a while. And when you hear somebody's 28 years old, there are going to be a lot of people listening to this who are young teenagers, right? Who are maybe 13, 14, 15. 28 sounds like a lifetime away. Trust me, it's going to be here before you know it. And when you're 20, I'm 29 years old, and I'm thinking, wow, I have so much more to do. I got so much more places to go. And for this to happen at Takeoff, especially as celebrated as the Migos are. Migos were, they were fun guys. I remember they had their legendary issue with Joe Budden. I think it was at the BET Awards, which was, a classic internet moment. But over in that, I didn't hear a lot of drama coming from, Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff as far as them going and starting anything. And it's just, man, I hate it. And I hate that I hate also that the narrative too of like, guys in the rap game are still.
Hey man, I tell you what, I was watching a movie on the plane the other day, and I recommend it to all young men, black, white, indifferent. The Trials of Muhammad Ali, and it was just a documentary. First time I've ever seen it, and it really took you to a place to where really made you feel and think. And it might can, be that one thing that could spark the flame, especially on a young man trying to do something and become something. Because I tell you, I sit there on that plane and I grip my teeth so many times. So many times I grip my teeth because of just certain situations where when someone could help and they're taking away something, in that situation. But then watching Cassius Clay become Muhammad Ali and why, and then being so strong and being willing to stand in front of, machine gun fire. It just was a real story, that made me stronger. At 57 years old, it still made me stronger. It made me want to, just do better in life, So I recommend it to anybody on the Trials of Muhammad Ali. So check it out.
Well, yeah, I'm definitely going to check that one out. And, again, Book, your whole thing about change your levels. That's advice that everybody could take, no matter what position you get to in life. But if you want to be around the same people and going through the same adversity your whole life, that's on you. But if you want to make something of you. You know, if you want to make something of yourself.
I'm laughing because
you know people like that.
I went to my neighborhood. It was about 3 weeks ago. One of the old homies that I seen, you know, from back in the day. You know, he saw me, you know, stuck around, and I was there for about 2 hours. You know, and I'm wondering why is he still here? You know, and I'm you know, visiting one of my people and whatnot. You know, then finally I get ready to leave. You know, and he's like, "Hey man, you think I can get a couple of dollars?" You know, and I'm like, "You got to be kidding me, man! Come on, dog. That ain't the way life is." You know what I mean? But some people, man, never want to change their levels. Some people don't never want to get out. They want to stay in the same place forever. You know what I mean? Just like Offset. Somebody who done won a Grammy. Find themselves in that position and somewhere where we playing a dice game and we ain't thinking bigger than that as young men. We need to be thinking about changing the world. That's what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking that's what I'm trying to teach these young people. You gotta want to take it. You know what I mean? And we cannot keep putting ourselves in these same positions over and over and over. We can't do it. We can't do it. And I say that because, you know, I'm a believer in that, you know, because I put myself in a situation once upon a time, and I take full responsibility for it. And I just do not want to see another young man put themselves in the same position that I did, facing 5 to 99. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
Can you dig it, sucker?
You are listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Hey guys, this is Booker T, 6-time world champ and 2-time WWE Hall of Famer, inviting you to check out the official podcast feed of the Booker T Roast. Episodes of the Roast will be debuting the month of October, and they are guaranteed to be good. Subscribe and follow the feed now on your favorite podcast app and leave a rating and review. Now, can you dig that, sucker?
Can you dig it, sucker?
You are listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. We just chopping it up. Real talk, too, man. Just real talk here inside the Hall of Fame. We ain't holding nothing back or anything like that. But we're just going to keep it rolling, man, because we still got a whole lot more for you. Brad, what we rolling, man? Hey, my computer, man, there again.
Okay. Well, let me set the scene while you while you work on the computer there. We're going to have to figure that one out, what's going on with Book's computer. We have a lot of super chats in, so we got a couple more segments for the show today. So if you have something that you want to make sure that we cover, we're going to be talking about Crown Jewel here momentarily. We also have a super chat coming in from our man, Callie Toenail. Callie's in the building. We've been talking about everything from the Astros winning the World Series to Colt Cabana on AEW. We just talked about the untimely passing of Takeoff from the Migos that happened here about a week ago in the city of Houston. We're going to move into another topic that I didn't have planned, but my man Callie Toenail wants to bring it in. So we'll wait for Booker T to come back here on the broadcast for that one. I will say, there he is. Book, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
There we go. We have a super chat coming in here from Callie Toenail. Callie Toenail says, hey, how do y'all feel about Elon charging $10 for the blue verification on Twitter now? Someone please call him and let him know that's super chat dollars. I don't know if you saw any of that.
I already got the blue check.
Yeah,
can he still charge me for it?
I think that he's going to charge us. We both have the blue check.
The hell with the check. He can keep it.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying.
I don't need the check.
Well, the thing about the blue check was always meant to, you know, like remember a couple weeks ago, there was a few dummy Booker T accounts that popped up. Remember there was like Booker T Huffman, Booker T Huffman Jr., like that popped up on Twitter. People thought that was the real Booker T. The reason for the blue check is to let people know, hey, This is one, the real Booker T, so everything he says is authentic.
Well, I think mine been up long enough and I'm old enough to where people know that it's my real account.
Right. And for people, but for people like me who might not have the notoriety you do, they give me the blue check.
Spend the money. You might want to spend the money. You know what
Well,
I mean?
I got the blue check already. Hopefully they give it. They let me keep it on GP. Yeah. But to me, like some media, it's for media outlets to know this is a real source. If everyone can get verified, well, I could change my name to Booker T on social media, have the blue check, and people don't know which one's which.
Yeah, if you could just pay for it, it doesn't mean anything.
It means nothing.
That's the way I look at it.
So it means nothing. So
you know, so
the hell with all that.
I tell you what, I'm not paying for it. Yeah,
no,
they can shut the hell that Twitter down for all I care, man. I swear to God. I swear.
Well, it's kind of a cesspool.
That's how much I care about Twitter. They can shut it down right now, and I really wouldn't care that much about it. Seriously.
No, I think about Instagram I like. Twitter is like a nice news source, like to go see what the conversation's about, but I can live without it.
Yeah. Sometimes it just get overwhelming too.
Oh, it's a terrible place most days. Like most days, Twitter. If you want to know like what the lowest, IQ'd individuals in the world think. And here's the thing I don't like about Twitter, and you don't really ever see me spread an opinion unless it's about sports. It's like people who probably have literally no idea what they're talking about. They're not experts in the field, but they say these things and they say them with their chest, thinking that man, their opinion is validated because it's online. It's on Twitter,
Yeah. And people on Twitter will say anything they want to say because no one can see them.
That's the one thing that I've heard Elon.
You don't have to deal with anyone personally. They become, it's like, when you say anything when you're drunk.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way Twitter is.
Like you're in traffic and you flick somebody off, right?
Yeah.
You're in your car, you're in your own space. If Elon wants to charge people $10 and be verified on Twitter and get the blue check, then there must be a caveat to it. You must have your real name, your real picture on there too. Right? Then I think a lot of those keyboard warriors would go away if that was a requirement.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so. Because most of them don't want to show their face. Yeah.
No, they're like an egg.
Yeah.
Or like, and I'm not making a Naomi joke, but I remember when we had like the Naomi haters coming after us, like, a year or two ago. Man, everybody's profile had a picture of my Naomi on it. I didn't know what the hell was going on.
I'm serious. I don't put a whole lot of weight in, that kind of stuff, man. I mean, Twitter is something I use, but I don't wake up in the morning and say, hello, world.
Hey, Twitter world.
I don't do that. I don't go to bed. Hey, guys, I'm going to bed now. Hey, guys, I'm going to be out of town this weekend. No, I don't do that, Twitter.
Oh, man. You remember when O.J. Simpson got back got on Twitter? That was the funniest week ever. Hey, Twitter world, it's O.J. Simpson.
I mean, it was like he had a new toy. It's like he was in the future. It was crazy.
Oh, man. O.J. Simpson. Hey, speaking of Naomi, there was some news that came out over the weekend because in the signature video for WWE before Crown Jewel, there was a noticeable omission and then 2 additions. Ric Flair was no longer in the intro, which he made sure.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I have no idea, but they made sure Ric Flair saw it.
Ric Flair tweeted about it.
Ric Flair tweeted and said, "I hope this was a mistake." Ric Flair goating. He's just goating over there. He's like, I'm gonna give y'all a chance to put me back in before I really go off.
This had to be a mistake. I'm gonna wait till next week before I really go off.
Before I go off, I'm gonna shoot y'all some bail. This must have been a mistake.
I'm gonna catch his flag. Yeah.
But the 2 additions was Naomi and Sasha.
Yeah.
Were included back in it. There's also been recent pictures of Sasha Banks training again. Do we feel like this is indication that they're finally on the way back?
Hey man, hope so, man. I'm ready to get past the story. I think it's a story that we should be, over.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can get both of them, back, Naomi and Sasha back to work. I definitely think they could be a great addition to the main roster.
I think we got Booker froze there for a second. The hypocrisy. Yeah, so we're here waiting right now for Booker to come back, and he will join us here momentarily. I think, of course, we're going to have Naomi and Sasha back on WWE programming. I think that when you have, look, we know how WWE works. We've watched it for years. They're not going to put you in the signature if you're not on good relations with the company. There they go, Book.
I don't know what's going on, but like I was saying, the only way you're going to be able to, gain traction, in this business is be able to pull the same, way at the same time, row at the same pace, gain traction. All this bickering back and forth, it ain't going to help the brand at all. It ain't going to help the division. And I said it at one point, the ladies division was much more stronger than the men's division. And I think it could get back there if everybody get on the same page. And Naomi as well as Sasha, both of those talent are, are big parts of that women's locker room. They really are. So I say let's get them on the same page. Let's get Naomi, down the reality of wrestling. Let me work with her for about, a month and get her on track.
Get her on.
Put in title contention like ASAP.
ASAP. That'd be very oozy of you, Book. That'd be very oozy of you.
What I want to do.
You want to be very oozy. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this Saudi show, we've been talking about it here, and I think it's time to really get into it because we had a super chat that just came in from FVGM Loso who says thoughts on Logan's performance. I talked to you a little bit earlier in the day. We were on the phone, and I said, man, there's no reason Logan Paul should be as good as he is at this stage of his career. He went out there and put on a 5-star main event world title performance. Now he's working with the guy who I think is the best in the world right now, Roman Reigns. But this is his third match ever. Now, he's got a lot of help. He's got athletic gifts. He's already a charismatic guy. Shawn Michaels is giving him tips down there in Florida, so that's only going to make you a better performer. But this is his third match, and he went out there and he balled out. Now, of course, he went down with an injury, but were you able to look at any clips? I know you were on the you were traveling.
No,
were you able to see some highlights?
I went back and watched that match, and
yeah,
Logan Paul. Some of the stuff you just can't teach. It's just instinct. He just knows it. Some of the wrestling is just second nature for him. I think that the inside, the small things, that we've had to work. I wouldn't say they've had to work with him on, such as punches and stuff like that. And if you notice when he does punches, he normally goes to the stomach. He normally give big shots to the stomach too. So and he's normally working. The rest of the time he's normally working. He's not a guy out there just doing something just to be doing it, as well as he's getting the hell beat out of him. So he was in a perfect position in that matchup with the guy that I always say, no matter who he works with, they're much better when they leave that situation. That's working with Roman. I've said that, I don't know for 2 years now.
Yeah.
I've said that for perhaps the last 2 years. I said, when you work with Roman, you come out a better work. We got to take a break. Stick around. We're in the Hall of Fame. We'll be back in a minute.
What's going on? It's WWE superstar Apollo Crews here. I just want to talk for a minute about what the Indies meant to me. Traveled up and down the road for a long time, and they meant so much to me. It was a huge part of getting me to where I am today, and that is a part of the WWE. I actually did some work with Booker in Houston, drove from Atlanta. Those drives, I feel like those drives that we take, 14-hour drives, those type of things develop some kind of character in you that you can't find anywhere else. The Indies mean a lot to me. Got to travel to Japan, Europe, UK, toured all over, and for me it was just a huge part of helping me become the superstar that I am today. So I'm very grateful that I got to experience the Indies, and that's it for me.
What's up, this Booker T, two-time Hall of Famer. I know you're checking out The Shine, checking out The Gloss. I want to thank you guys for checking out Row on YouTube. Hey, don't forget to click and subscribe to check out all the latest content right here each and every week. Now, can you dig that, sucker? Can you dig it?
Sucker!
You're listening to the Hall of Fame. Here's Booker T and Brad Gilmore.
Welcome back inside the Hall of Fame, guys. Hey, guys, we got a huge show going down this weekend, Reality Wrestling. It's going to be on the 12th, right there at Booker T World's Gym Arena, Texas City, Texas. Don't miss out. Don't get shut out. 7 o'clock bell time, heading into, we might want to call this the road to Christmas Chaos. Christmas Chaos going down next month is always our biggest show of the year, guys. So make sure you get ready for that. But don't miss out. Don't get shut out. If you're anywhere in the surrounding area of Texas City, 10,000 Emmett F. Lowry Expressway, guys, step on in to Booker T World Gym Arena and get your feel of action, because it's going to be action-packed, man. It's going to be action-packed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, big match announced today for the show on Saturday. You're going to have the Reality Wrestling Tag Team Championships. Fly Def defends against Gaspar Hernandez and Q, the Heat, for the Reality Wrestling Tag Team titles. Of course, Q's already got the Reality Wrestling Championship. Can he be the first ever dual tag team and road champion? We'll find out on Saturday.
Still got a little pull in the Reality Wrestling, making big money moves, and look like the Heat is about to, turn the heat up, baby. Turn it up to 110 degrees or something like that. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Going down Saturday night. Don't miss out, guys. Come check it out. Come have some fun. First cold one on me. One cold one for everybody.
I know that joke's coming. I've heard it for 10 years now. This Saturday will be my 10th year with Reality Wrestling. I've heard it for 10 years, and it still is funny. I still chuckle at it. That's when you know something's good. Sometimes you just hear a line. Like there's a show I watch, and I'll rewatch the show a bunch of times. And in the show, this guy was one time just talking about dating a stripper, and he's like, "Yeah, I dated a stripper, Destiny. Her real name was Glitter." And so for whatever reason, whenever I hear that, I giggle every time. I know it's coming, but it's still funny.
Yeah, right.
Oh, man. We're talking about Logan Paul there in Saudi Arabia. Did a hell of a job. There were other matches, I think, that should be highlighted. One of them, Braun Strowman and Omos went out there, and I think that they did better than anybody's expectations. Also, Brock Lesnar, Bobby Lashley. Those two guys, I think they were made to wrestle each other. I really do.
Yeah, that's one that's been a long time coming. People always say, man, I think that match, maybe past, the time that we should have gotten it. But I don't know, man. Both of those guys are still in prime condition. And I think now at the later stages of their career, I think both of those guys are so much smarter than they would have been 10 years ago trying to pull off a match like that.
Brock's one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. And the reason I say that is not only for his star power and his draw, but when Brock, and we've talked about this before, when Brock wants to sell and really put the other guy over and really go hard for him, that guy can bump around like crazy, and he can sell. There was times in the match that I thought Brock may have actually, legitimately been injured. And that's how that's the mark of a great worker.
Yeah.
And I'm not taking anything away from Bobby. Bobby's excellent too. But Brock, a lot of times people just think, oh, he's a suplex and an F5 guy. He's got two moves. That man is a worker. Hall of Fame, one of the best going today, for sure, and the best of his generation. And to think about this, Brock came back to WWE 10 years ago. 10 years ago.
Wow.
Think about how many classics he's had in this second run.
Has it been 10 years?
It's been 10 years, Book, that he's been back. 10 full years. Wow. And he's had so many classics in this run. And anybody who still is holding on to that first 02 to 04 run, get over it. This man in these last 10 years has put on the best run of his career easily.
No, he's definitely, I think from an overall perspective, Brock's last run has been, surpassed everything he's done in WWE easily.
Is this, when it's all said and done, we might have this conversation of this being one of the greatest runs in the history of the company, right? Main events for 10 years.
Yeah, yeah. Not just being in the main event. Some of the guys that he had to be in the main event with.
Mm-hmm. Roman, Bobby, Taker, John, Triple H,
Goldberg.
Yeah. Goldberg. And there, go watch Goldberg versus Brock at WrestleMania 33. It's one of the best matches on the show.
Yeah. So yeah. I feel like big careers for both of those guys.
I think that we see this at WrestleMania. I think they're bringing it back for Mania.
But I think the match we got to talk about, because we got to get out of here, man, is the Omos Braun Strowman match, because that's the match that made the internet buzz. People going crazy over the comments that Braun Strowman made as far as the giant and the monster is what people really want to see, not these flippy floppy wrestlers. What do you think about that?
Well, when we talked earlier, I hadn't seen the full tweet, right? I thought people were getting bent out of shape because he was flexing his muscle that they had a good match.
Yeah.
Two big guys went out there and did it, and he hashtagged the airport test thing. And so I
want to get something out right quick as far as the airport test. I don't need anybody stealing my words, okay? Those are my words, the airport test. I invented that in wrestling. I'm the first one to say it, the first one to ever talk about it. So give me my props. Even if you do say airport test, make sure you put BT beside it or something. You know what I mean?
So we know.
Just so we know. Just so we know ain't nobody just plagiarized.
Well,
my words.
But to go back to it, so he talks about the flippy floppy guys. To me, he could have ended the tweet at, "Hey man, we had a great match. We rocked it. Big guys are back." You know what I mean? People love to see the big guys swing at it. And
the year of the heavyweights.
The year of the heavyweights.
I said it was going to be the year of the heavyweights. Easy.
You've been saying that for 3 years too. But you know what? They had a great match, and I think it was right for him to flex his muscle. He didn't need to take the shot at the flippy floppy people, as he said, because whatever. There's no need to take a shot, really.
Now that's just going to stir up a hornet's nest.
Unneeded.
And I think they went out and did a hell of a job. And they should be applauded, because I'm sure a lot of people thought that match was going to stink up the house. And
I did.
No, I'm serious. And they went out and pulled it off. So giving yourself a pat on the back, hell yeah, man. I can't tell you how many times I've gone out to the ring and, come through the curtain and go, follow that. Please, if you can, do it. You know what I mean? Ask William Regal. He was there. You know what I mean? He saw it. There's a bunch of them, in the locker room when I came in there. So yeah, I get that. But stay away from any heat as far as stirring up a hornet's nest with these young guys and what they go out there and do, because I stir up enough hornet's nest for everybody. No, I'm serious, right?
I'm not even surprised when I see your name trending online anymore. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
I'm serious. I stir up a hornet's nest for enough people, like with the Athena thing. And, that wasn't even a bad thing to say, I don't think. You know what I mean? I think it was a good thing to say, man, guys, don't beat yourselves up before you be able to enjoy the fruits of this labor. My computer's going crazy, so Brad, you're going to have to take us home.
Well, you know what? We might as well go. We're right here at the line anyway. This has been the Hall of Fame. Go Houston Astros. Celebrate. Hopefully y'all went out there and voted. Hopefully y'all enjoyed. Crown Jewel like Booker T and myself did. We're going to be back later this week. Y'all know what the deal is. This is the Hall of Fame on ESPN 97.5 and 92.5. And to quote my man Booker T, we out.